Oh. Let me tell you.
Chat. Chat, hello. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It is, in fact, whose time? Oh, come on, leap motion, please. Please. Come on. Oh, sorry. I don't want to fuck up that cable. Leap motions cannot be replaced anymore if you break them. There we go. I got hands again. I got hands. There we go. It was like Destiny. It was like Destiny. I know a Thursday as well. I never stream Thursdays, but my voice has recovered mostly, and I wanted to get the recap done. But let's go back. Let's scroll up a little bit here. I see a Trendy, a Sage, Blade, Zen. Zen wants chompies. Hold on. There you go. There's your chompies, Zen. Sorrel, Odin, Hinte. Hello. Welcome. Happy New Year. I hope you're all doing well. Also, Trendy,
that was 6 fucking months. Why did you buy 6 months?
Trendy, thank you for the resub for 5 months, purchasing 6 months in advance. I am now forced to stream for an additional 6 months. Also, Sage, for the Twitch Prime for resubbing for 13 months. Oh my gosh, it's been over a year. Holy shit. And Sunder, of course, sitting right next to me, giving me the shit-eating grin for starting the hype train with a 51-month resub. The heck. Will that work? Hint it. I don't know if that'll try to shout out the whole thing or not. Oh my goodness. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Oh my, do I do the video? The theme video. If it works, I'll be impressed. I can't remember if I had it so it only takes the first entry or not. Hold on, sec chat. All right. It's an old video, but I think it's a really good video. Albrecht, hello. How are you doing? All right. I would normally chat about, hey, what have I been up for the last 2 weeks? But that's literally the point of this entire stream. So we're going to be talking about that as well. But I do want to do one thing really quick before we get going. Oh, Hinte. Wait. Just want to make sure that was the only shout out for, yeah, that was. It turns out I was a smart puppy when I set up my shout out command and it fucking worked. So it does cut all but the first word. If you did, Hinte, I'm legally obligated to do this one word, then it would probably break it. Oh my goodness, Hinte. Cortex, hello. All right, before we get started with the recap, because it's New Year, excuse me, I'm going to be clearing my throat and possibly coughing a lot. I will try to mute if I have to have a coughing fit, but I'm getting over laryngitis. My voice may sound a wee bit different than usual, but it does feel good enough to do this stream, though it probably won't be a full-length stream because voice. So Ansu, hello. I'm getting over laryngitis. I somehow got laryngitis just as we got back. Several people heard a voice recording I made when I woke up one morning with no voice, and can attest to how awful it was. I believe Ansu was one of them. So yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm still a little tickly in the throat here, so yeah, we'll see how long it holds out. It feels mostly okay, but yeah. But I do want to start the stream off because it's a new year with one of my favorite videos as far as New Year's go. Because everyone does something in the new year that is the New Year's resolutions, and we all know how those go. We all do them for like 2 weeks, and then we slip up a little bit, we feel really guilty, and then we drop the idea of a New Year's resolution altogether, and they never last past January. But a creator put out a video a few years back, CGP Grey, some of you may know them. They don't post often, but they are high quality when they do post, as an alternative called Themes. And I think it's a really important video to share. So I'm going to play that real quick in the background. Or off to the, yeah, we're gonna switch screens. This should work. Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna play this video, okay?
Did you set a New Year's resolution for yourself? How's that going? I don't know when in the year you're watching, but if I had to bet on the status of your resolution, it's probably not flourishing, but failed or foregone. This is usually what the effort curve on resolutions looks like. If New Year's is new to you, you are forgiven for not knowing, but come on, this isn't your first resolution rodeo. You've been here before, saddled up to a resolution, gotten thrown off in short order, only to come back next year to pick a buck of a different color, or worse, the same. Riding, rolling, retreating, returning, year after year after year of your unchanging life until a disappointed reaper calls time. New Year's resolutions suck. Human behavior change is really hard, and the resolution rodeo, this is not the way. Instead, to accomplish what you want out of resolutions, positive life change, but in a better way, allow me to suggest a gentler idea. Give yourself a theme. Instead of setting yourself up to fail with, I'm going to lose X pounds by next year, or I'm going to read 1 book a week at least, a theme would be something like Year of Reading or Year of Health. Now, if that sounds a bit broad, that's the point. For some things, precision matters. For others, it doesn't. And when trying to build yourself into a better version of yourself, exact data points don't matter. All that matters is the trend line. If the trend is going in the right direction, so are you. Just moving a trend from negative to positive is hard enough without defining falling short of a goal as failure. Heck, even just decelerating the negative is a positive. Is there something you want more of in your life? Something you want less of? Well, life is a branching path, and it's the trend of your decisions, some big, but mostly small, that will get you to more or less.
I'm just
stuck in a queue? What?
I just gotta remake the device so you don't watch the video, or don't miss the video. Hold on, sorry. Sorry, chat. FPS to 60. Actually, no, dropped it to that for this. That should be fine. Okay, that should be good now.
To do? Well, if it's the year of reading, why not open the book instead of opening the anything else? That's it. You were at a branch and went one way instead of the other. Having a theme is like creating a friendly bot to follow you on the path, to help notice branches and consider choices with you, reminding you to be a little different in little moments sometimes. An example, one year my theme was novelty. I felt like things had become too samey. Rather than resolve, I'm going to do N new things per T time, it was just year of novelty. So when it made sense, why not try the new instead of the known? It's the year of novelty. Now, I didn't go crazy, but that time was more novel than normal. Mission accomplished. A good theme can't fail, because just having a theme bot along will point out paths you wouldn't have noticed otherwise, which will start to change you. More on that in a moment. In picking a theme, go with something that has a nice, broad name for the general direction you want to navigate your life. And it is navigation. The diverging paths of life are hidden under the fog of the future. You can't plan the route and then fail to follow it, because there is no map. and unseen obstacles await. At any moment, you are where you are and can only navigate from there. Perhaps you started a year of health focused on weight loss or gains before realizing there's a more foundational problem. You haven't failed. It's still year of health. The broadness of a theme allows its meaning to change. You started out wanting to read more books, but maybe as you went on, you realized academic papers are where it's at, or that reading just doesn't work for you, and listening reading is the way to go. You're still on theme. The theme can change because so will you. Having a theme, you will notice paths you didn't before. This gets you to think about your thinking, and thinking about your thinking changes your thinking, which changes who you are. So a broad theme allows its meaning to adapt with you, without the guilt of having failed to meet the goals of a past you who doesn't exist anymore. I did Year of Order for a while, but what Order meant to me at the end was different from the start, and that's fine. So themes should be broad, directional, but most importantly, resonant. Resonance is a physics phenomenon where if you have a glass and tuning forks of different sizes, bringing the right sized humming tuning fork near the glass makes it hum the same note. Words are tuning forks for the brain. When picking a theme, you're looking for a word or words that cause your brain to vibrate in resonance. I've been talking about themes for years and getting people to try them. Here are some of the words I've seen people use. The details of what they mean to anyone don't matter. What matters is if there's something that strikes you, calls out to your brain. That is resonance. So pick a broad directional phrase that resonates with you and run with it. Your brain and the theme will make it work. Now, if this seems very hippy-dippy, lovey-dovey, huggy-wuggy, fuzzy-wuzzy, that's fine. Not all tools need sharp edges. I think of it this way. You should be trying to build a life you want to live, and themes are a fuzzy, high-level, longer-term way to navigate your brain at a broad area of change. Smaller and specificer are the systems in life you might want to set up. Below that are the targets those systems might or might not generate, and at the most concrete and sharp is the action or decision current you is currently taking. This level of detail is perhaps a story for another time, but creating a theme is the bigger and broader to guide the smaller and shorter. Lastly, you may have noticed the examples were all year of thing, but that's mainly because I've been trying to gently introduce you to the idea. Resolutions are a year, why not swap them for a theme instead? But if you're still here, a year is way long. Again, fog of the future. A season is a nice human length of time. In a winter of learning, you can learn a lot, but you do need to get started because it's also not so long as to feel forever. Nature's clock ticks on, reminding you that flowers bloom but briefly, the summer sun will wane, leaves eventually drop, snow falls and snow melts, and flowers bloom but briefly. You can be unchanging through all that, but whenever you are, if you've never had a theme, give yourself time to find one that resonates with you and try it out in the coming season.
There we go. Oh, woof. Woof, Graham. Graham, thank you for the resub. Here, put the music back on. I'm so glad you're back. I am back. I have my throat is feeling a little better and stuff. Wolfie, welcome in as well. And now you're down 60 pounds. Sage, that is amazing. Congratulations. Hold on, I'm going back to catch up the message. On to your year of creation. I'm interested to see what that looks like for you as the year goes on. Because we, as the video pointed out, can't know for sure right now what that'll be. Bon, hello. Oh my goodness, Blade resubbing as well for 5 months. What the heck is going on? Oh my god, Grim, you're Grim, what did I do? Grim, please. 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 So there's my little like preachy bit for the stream. I think it's a way healthier and more productive way to approach New Year's resolutions because as the video said at the beginning, we all know New Year's resolutions do not last. And a theme is a good way to nudge you in a direction where you can actually have positive influence on your life gently and adaptably in a way that might actually go somewhere for making positive changes. That's all. I watch that video every year and I think it's a a great way to approach resolutions and whatever. Sabi, hello. Thank you for giving me pets when someone just keeps wanting to hit me with a bat. Grim. Oh my goodness. But yeah, on that note, I made a pure ref sheet with a bunch of photos on it. I don't do recaps very often, so we'll see how this goes. I tried doing them for a couple cons, and I found out I'm generally not the greatest at this thing, so we're gonna learn a little bit about recaps together. We'll see how this goes, but I did make the pure ref, which apparently is the thing that everyone else does to make these things happen, so fingers crossed. Yeah, let's just jump right in. Go back to live. So here's my pure ref. It's not huge. I know it's gone for 2 weeks. The point of the trip, though, was not sightseeing. It wasn't a touristy trip. It was a family-motivated trip. So we did do some touristy things. Salve, hello. And I will cover those here, but obviously with all the family stuff, a lot of the days were spent just sitting around, hanging about, chatting, and for me getting to see my niece and nephew, who I have not been very involved in their life so far, because they live on the other side of the ocean. So that was most of it. And I generally try to keep my familial portions of my life pretty private, so they're not going to be covered, but the rest of it we can chat about here. So I was staying in Magdeburg, which is I should have pulled up a map. It's fine. It's like East Central Germany-ish. It's still a little, if I remember right, a little west of Berlin, like a little bit west of Berlin. Yeah, Berlin is, I always forget how way east Berlin is, though. Like Berlin, even though it was like during the war, there's the Berlin Wall and all that. The division of Germany into east and west did not follow that line with Berlin. Berlin is so far east. So anyway, Magdeburg is kind of in East Germany, but it's still like west of Berlin. So if that gives you an idea. So yeah, this is the view after we got off the train station. I didn't take any pictures of like the flight, because I'm sure you guys have seen airplanes and stuff before. But we took the train. So the one thing the city did really well, and I'll show this in a few other places, they had a lot of lights. Lights were everywhere. So they had this display here. You can see all these extra like lights along the building and stuff. They're really big on that. We did see what may be Sunder's new favorite thing ever, is a pizza vending machine. I've never seen these before. The ad on the front's irrelevant, but it's like, what does that mean? Kyoju, what does that mean? What does that message mean? Am I gonna get in trouble for that? I don't think I will. Oh, one that came up as a suggested option though, Kyoju, for that was puppy pilled, which, you know what, I actually kind of like that tag. Yeah, look at this. It's a pizza vending machine. I think it was like €7, and it takes 2 minutes to cook a pizza with over 50 topping combinations. And apparently fresh. So I don't know how that works, but it does. It's a thing. It was right by the bus station, just outside the train station. Yeah. They had some interesting store names. This is a restaurant. Like you can see it's got like noodles and stuff. I don't know why the heck it was called that. I just thought it was weird. But this is the hotel we stayed at, but this is the inside view. I have the picture somewhere else of the outside, but this is the inside view. So we were way up. Full glass front. This is what it looked like most days. This was kind of the weather. It was like, it was not great. It was very actually Pacific Northwest type weather. This day happened to be snowing. You can see the snow out there. The snow did not stick around though. It was mostly just cold and not frozen. Gyeoju. And you can see some of the lights down here. So like every street pole, every single one had lights on it. I don't know what the city's power bill was for all of these lights, but it was crazy. And it had a big auditorium or an atrium in the middle, with like the exposed elevator. So this is the far side. That's the entrance on that side. Thank you for the pets, Blade. That's the front side. But big atrium. A lot of nicer, I guess, hotels seem to do this, or conference hotels, I think is the better word, because there was a conference center attached to this and such too. So I think conference hotels seem to like this atrium style. I don't know. It was terrifying for me. I hate heights, so did not love that. Basically every time we walked anywhere, I would hug the wall as we walked along it, so I did not have to look down. This picture was one of the few times, and when we were in the elevators, I would face straight ahead, generally, because I did not like the heights. This is what it looked like outside on a clear day. There's a few of them. It's a city. There's windmills way off the distance. We didn't get a lot of clear days though. And then for some reason there's these mirrors in the one corner by the elevator that just were the least flattering mirrors I've ever seen. You can see this. It's not like my legs are actually bowed out like this. Like that's my leg, and they don't line up. They didn't meet perfectly, but it looked really unflattering, and it made me laugh every time I walked by it. But also, you were always right in the middle, like dead center, no matter what angle you looked at it from, which was kind of interesting. Confirm Poppy hates air jail. Does anyone love air jail? Of course I hate air jail. I can't be a grumbly little Poppy when I'm stuck up in the air. You love air jail? What do you mean? So here's the rooms we were in. They were a little dated, but nice, comfortable. Apparently king size beds aren't a thing in Germany. I don't know. You love air jail too? What? Okay, but Ansu, you're tiny. Basically being picked up is air jail for you. That's not the same thing. What is that emote? Pick uppy? Oh my god, I actually love that. I haven't seen that emote before. There's a difference between uppies and air jail though. Uppies is not air jail. I love uppies. Don't love air jail. Because I want to be a little problem gremlin, and I can't do that in air jail. See where I'm going with this? Okay. So that's not fair. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing to deserve the bars. I'm just here showing off the hotel room. Oh yeah, they had the German windows. I don't know if anyone's been to Germany. Like I know some people here live in Germany. I don't know if anyone's been there. Germany, like basically all the windows are these. They have, you can barely see it here. This is the handle. If you rotate the handle from, this is closed, rotate it to 90 degrees, the window opens like a door. It'll open outwards like a door with the hinges on this side. But if you close it all the way, emphasis on closing it all the way, because if you don't do that, it will fuck everything up. And then you turn the handle all the way up to vertical, the top opens and the bottom is the hinge. And it opens, I don't know, 10 degrees or something. Like not all the way, it doesn't like flap down, but it just had like a top opening window. So the same window opens in two different ways depending on the handle position. And like every window does this. It was so cool. I've seen them before. I think more places should have them because they are really, really great windows. because depending on how much air you want, right? Like, and it's the same window. The only thing they don't do is slide. You can't have sliding windows. So like putting in air conditioner or something where you want a sliding window doesn't work, but otherwise great. And they had a real one, chat. A pipe dream. So I was told, Blade, the reason why they're not more common in North America is not cost. It's because there's a patent issue in North America, which makes them hard to acquire. Not to say you can't, but yeah, they had an actual one. If you haven't used a bidet before, chat, you're missing out. Please use a bidet. When the window comes at them like it's falling. Oh yeah. Because you think it, when you open it to 90 degrees and it opens like a door, it opens all the way. There's no real limit on how far it'll open. And then you open the top and you're like, now you think it's gonna go all the way down, and the windows are heavy. And it really does feel like it's coming down on you the first time until it catches. Bidets are so good. Bidets, I think everyone should use them. I don't see why just wiping things off with paper is considered clean. We can do better, chat. And this is better. So yeah, that was like the arrival there and the setup. So this is the room that we spent like 2 weeks in. Yay! So fun. Booty wipe snacks. Hello. No. You still do that, but I like. If you get anything on your hands, you don't just wipe it off with paper. You wash your hands. So why would you not wash every other part of your body with, right?
Okay, Jojo. I see how it is. I see. Oh, we got the Palma. Yeah, so anyway, that was the arrival. These are not roughly like, as you can see, there's not 2 weeks worth of days, right? So, how often use soap? I mean, yes.
You could soap if you wanted to. You could. Quim's leftover pizza. Grim, you should get one of these, and then you don't have to have leftovers. You can have pizza on demand whenever you want it. Where the puppies almost happened. We don't need to talk about that. It was right here, but we don't need to talk about it. It's called having a wife, Grim. I mean, technically, Sunder and I have a pizza, a freezer full of pizza, which Sunder is mad that there's anything other than pizza in that freezer. It's about 50% frozen pizza, and it should be 100% according to him. Almost. I tried snacks with the new year, but it didn't take. We tried. So the hotel moving on. The hotel had a buffet breakfast every single day, and it was included in the room. We didn't have to pay extra for it. So this was my breakfast basically every single day for 2 weeks. They don't have the same breakfast selection that we would normally have in North America, but it was really good. Like, so it was like a really seedy bun that I put like some salami and cheese on to make a little sandwich, and then the scrambled eggs were not good. They were eggs, and I think eggs are an important part of breakfast, so I had them, but they were not good scrambled eggs. The sausages, however, were very good, and the pancakes were pretty decent, if a bit sweet. They had pastries every day. And then I also made this here out of the thickest yogurt I have ever seen. And then muesli on top. I added some dried cranberries of my own, and then maple syrup. Just poured that in and had that every day as like a little yogurt parfait thing. And then orange juice and a coffee. This every single day though. It was so much food. I did not normally eat that much for breakfast, but I didn't have to eat lunch the whole time I was there. So this was kind of 2 meals. But yeah, that's what it was. There's my little maple syrup containers. Apparently they're supposed to be used to hold the boiled eggs. They're little egg cups, but they were the perfect proportion for holding maple syrup. So that's how I used them. But yeah, a lot of food for breakfast. All right, so then there's these. I don't know exactly what all of these are specifically. But so they had the Christmas market. Some of you may have heard of the German Christmas market. They're a big deal. They're, I think, in every city of varying scale, but they had a big one in Magdeburg. And they put these little displays up. These are all supposed to be what's the word? What's the word? Like stories or whatever. Not fables, but just like yeah, whatever, historic stories. Or they're not real, they're fictional. Like fairy tales. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. They're like fairy tales. And they are really terrifying. Like, what is... They're animatronic, so if you hit a button, they move. And that haunted me. The same with like... What is this thing thinking, chat? What is this thing thinking? Chaos, hello! Welcome back. That's just a German fursuits. Oh my god. Very sick of your shit is how this thing looks. Gone with the Geico kick. This is their nativity scene at the market. I guess it has some racial diversity. I don't know. It's pretty not great though. It's pretty stereotyped. It's pretty awful, in fact. But that's their little nativity scene. I'm trying to think of... I think it was this one. They're all really horrific though. I think it was this one. There's one fairy tale about a girl who's poor and trying to sell matches or something, and it's freezing in winter, so she can't sell enough of them to make money, so she ends up lighting all of them and then burns to death, but at least she's warm or something. It's really dark. And these are apparently totally cool to show to small children at a celebratory Christmas market. I don't think any of these were not dark. I think... You remember that story? If someone has like more detail on it, that would be probably a better summary than what I've gotten. But more, or the gist of it was, yeah, she's poor, freezing, sells matches, and ends up burning herself. And does she freeze to death or does she burn? I can't remember. Anyway, she dies at the end. Great story. There was no moral to it. No, like, if you do this, that won't happen to you. She's poor and she dies. Like, that's the story. So yeah. Yay, Germany. But anyway, so we saw those. Excuse me. That was the market. We'll come back to the market again later, where we actually go get some food and stuff from it. But that was just we just did a walkthrough that day. Zayden, hello. All right, so this is we did a walk through the city, and there's a few locations we saw. Capitalism sucks. Kuin, you know what? I agree. Also, hello, Kuin. How you doing? Happy New Year. Yeah, Kyoju, though, that emote is perfect for this story. But yeah, so Magdeburg's a really freaking old city. It's got, which we'll get to down here, the Dome. It's one of the cathedrals. There's like 4. Here's another one. There's like 4 cathedrals in the city. Hydrate? That's a good idea, Blade. So it's like a really old city. It was built at a pretty strategic place along the Elbe River. Under Otto, I mixed this up. I thought it was the seat of power of the Ottoman Empire. It was not. The Ottoman Empire was a little bit further east than that, out of, I believe, Turkey, or what is now Turkey. This was the seat of power for the Ottonian Empire, which is uncomfortably similar in name. Back to work. All right, Ansu. Thanks for stopping in. A fairy tale that is of the same collection of stories of a boy who didn't stop sucking his thumb, and then a scary to 4 men bust into his home with a giant scissors and cuts his thumbs off. That one at least has a moral. Don't suck your thumbs. There's at least something to get out of that. Pi, hello. I haven't cleaned themselves all year. Pi, how you doing? So yeah, you can see that this city it's built like over 1,000 years ago. So this was apparently like the layout of the early fortifications of the city. With this, when I was here before to visit my sister, they had wooden models, and I think this is on top of the wooden model. It's made of like cloth, and it was soaking wet and looks like shit, so I don't know why they chose this as an alternative for the wooden model, but it's what they had. But that's kind of like the layout of the old walls, and then the city proper. And you can see stuff like this. This is part of the old walls. Like, this is a 1,000-year-old wall. That's crazy. Oh, no. With all like the opening still in it and stuff. Like, it's. And then inside this compartment area, they built a little market, or a beer market, I think, or beer garden. It wasn't open the whole time we were there, but I think this is like a beer garden. Inside the old fortifications. So that's neat. Along the walk too, we saw this courtyard with all of these like statues in their alcoves, and all of them had their heads cut off, and we never really knew why, but every single one of them was beheaded for some reason. They're all really, really nice statues, like really well done, and they weren't sculpted without heads. The heads had been broken off. I don't know what's going on with that. These are some of the cool buildings we saw going around. Some of them are just old. Like, this is... We have a different scale of age in North America. When we say old, we're like, yeah, it's like 100 years old. For them, it's like centuries or millennia old. Like, it's crazy. The ivy... There's actually one later that's got like a really nice amount of ivy. This, I believe, is the government building. If I remember right, was that the post? No, that was the postal building, I think. I can't remember. Which is still a government building, but Yeah, like some of this old masonry and such, it's modernized, updated, but it's just crazy how long some of this stuff has been around. I believe that is the backside of the dome, which we're going to get to here shortly. There's also this building in the middle of the commercial district. Do you remember what the history, what the guy was? He was also the architect of a big church in Spain. He made this building as like I don't even know what the theme is. This building was wild though. Like it's like what the people lived in it. These are all residential up here. It had this like turret over on the side. It was all over the place. Inside, it was all this like really uneven paving with these raised sections in the middle for trees and stuff on these like and you can see like it was like a slope, like like a canal. That's the path to walk through. It was really weird. And then all the pillars inside were like this. So is it in Spain, Gyoju? If I'm remembering what someone told me. Oh, this one? Oh, that's what this one's called. Okay. Because apparently he did like some church or something as well. This is a miniature model they had inside of the whole thing. So yeah, it's green. It's got a lot like this. This is a good amount of green space. It's you can see down here, like it does have those, but they are fenced off to the public. So technically this is continuous all the way up to the top. So you could walk up to it. Like these parts here, like this is continuous all the way up. But yeah, they have fenced it off for the privacy of the tenants, because this would go right up to some people's windows and stuff. It would be not great. And then that's the layout on the inside. It was just really organic. I don't... Oh, there you go. There you go, Gyoju. Oh yeah, there's a little cafe inside. We stopped for some. It was cold, so we warmed up and had a little apple strudel and some coffee. Just decided to throw that in with lots of almonds. They really like almonds. And then this is the Dome. This is one of the like 4 major cathedrals in, or at least in the area. I don't know if that was the totality of the city had 4, but there are 4 visible from the same place. Only one had bells, so it wasn't chaotic every hour. But I think if I remember right, from what I was told, this was the only one that survived the bombings of World War II. So this is all original. This one up here had been partially damaged. Oh, this one wasn't a church. This is a like the nuns live here, I think. It's like more like a monastery rather than a church. But this was partially repaired from the war, along with the other ones. I think I did get pictures of those, but this is all original. Except for like the clock is, well, I mean, not original. The clock's an upgrade, but like this thing was built in, I think it was finished in 1200 AD. So it's like 800 years old. It was built over 150, 200 years. It just, the scale and the craftsmanship was crazy. I have a whole section on this after. And then it's got this huge courtyard out in front of it that they put a bunch of lights. Like I said, they love the lights. So Christmas ornaments and where did I put it? These arches. It's all lit. And then in front of the church, a little light nativity scene. These are not the entrance to the cathedral anymore. The entrance is actually on the side. So you can actually see here for scale. That is a normal size door. This rectangle shape here. So this is not a normal size door. That is a very large door. And then that is really small next to the entire building. It's enormous. And then just off to the side here, this ivy covered building, which is this is the front. So just off to the right here, this is where the priest and the staff for the dome live. So that's residential for them. I love the ivy though. Like, look at it. The whole thing's just encased. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, that was exploration day 1. There was there's another one after we'll get to. One of the places we went to was just on the River Elba. It's Culinaria, I think was the name of the restaurant. These are some of the dishes we got. My brother-in-law got the, I don't remember what this was. Apparently it was way too salty, I was told. Sunder got the Beyond Meat burger because the menu was not really Sunder friendly. So this was the best thing we could get. Did not come with sides. It was a burger. It was fine. And then I got this like cream and pancetta and tomato pasta. This was delicious. I was told it was too salty. I think that apparently Germans just don't know how to season their food. I think it was really good. And then there's also this display out front. It was only there for a day. Look at all these little adorable cars. So that's the dome. The dome's just to the right here, and then that's all the lights from that courtyard that I showed. Sorry, I'm jumping around a lot. Back here. So that's back here. But they had yeah, these are Kyoju size cars. They're little tiny cars. I don't know why there's a display of them. It was kind of cool though. They're all very festively lit. I don't know. Are these considered like a classic car thing? Anyone who knows cars, if someone can enlighten, I don't know. They can't cook up there. I will say, Gyoju, of the food. So I've been to most of Germany. Favorite city's probably Munich. I did like that a lot. Frankfurt's very business focused, it feels like, so I didn't care much for Frankfurt, but it was fine. Berlin's, I mean, it's Berlin. It was fantastic. The food there was really, really good. I quite like it's also a very touristy city, so it kind of makes sense. There's a lot going on in Berlin, but the food there was way better selection. Magdeburg didn't have a lot of great food options. We ended up cooking a lot of food. There was 4 reservations made for while we were out. We went out for 2. And then we realized partially it was too expensive for what we were getting. And also it's really hard to go out to restaurants with 2 young screaming children. It ended up being very awkward and we decided to stop doing that altogether. So we ended up doing a lot more stay-ins after this. But this is just some stuff I saw while we're going out. There's another Gyoju truck. Gyoju, look at, it's perfect for you. little. I never saw another one of these the whole time we were there, but it's a trike. It's only got one wheel in the front. It's a little. Look at you go. I don't know, this little art piece on the side. And then this was on our walk from the train station. Every single day, we would walk past this to visit my sister. And it took me until the actual last day to notice this statue has junk. Not the bag. Someone decided it was a good idea in this stylized format to also give this stylized junk. I didn't notice for 2 weeks. It looks like a faucet. Like, I don't understand. But yeah, here we are. Didn't visit. We were basically in this one small area. We didn't even see most of Magdeburg. We were like, it was not a sightseeing trip, Satan. I know Gyojo already got mad at me for it though. Bosa, hello, no comment. Would you though, Bosa? Would you? Anyway, these half spheres were also everywhere in Magdeburg. So it's an old city. Magdeburg's a really old city, which means a lot of stuff has happened there. It actually had some pretty prominent historical components too, with the center of the Ottonian Empire and whatnot. Otto the First is actually interred in the Dom, the guy who founded that. It was a big trade route, being on the Elbe and everything. But because of its long and important history, it also has a very bloody history. So they tend to not highlight that a lot, but there was a guy there who was the first person to discover a vacuum. And he did that by taking two half spheres, clamping them together, pulling a vacuum inside, and then put like a full horse team on either side to pull these spheres apart, and they were unable to do so. And there was no bolts holding it together or anything. It was just a vacuum. And that is how they proved a vacuum exists. So the guy who discovered vacuums was from Magdeburg. And so basically everything is about these half spheres. They are everywhere. You'll see them again in a few other pictures. They have the street crossing signs. The go sign is a man on a horse because of this guy with the vacuum. They have them as little accent pieces all over the infrastructure. They're obsessed with this thing. It's ridiculous. That said, considering how bloody the history of Magdeburg is, I understand why they want to hold on to something less bloody as a remembrance of history, something to celebrate. Literally zero proof. I disagree on that, Bosa. Can I get speaking of, can I actually get a Bosa cute? Maybe one or two Bosa cutes in chat. I think that's warranted. Thank you, Goju. All right. So when we went for a walk this day, we went into the Dom and walked around, but you have to pay a few euros to take pictures. They don't just let anyone take pictures. And we didn't have any cash on us at the time, so we just walked through. Sandra and I went back another day and paid the picture fee. It was a few euros. It was really not that big of a deal. I think it's fair to support the church. And so I took a lot of pictures and I tried to lay them out in roughly the layout of the church, just so you can kind of get a feeling for where things are and such. So when you first come in the doors are like right here. So this is the front of the church. That's the back. There's like a manse off to the side, and then this is the door. So this door, that's the entrance. So when you come in, this is actually probably a good view of like from the side here. It's huge inside. Oh. Okay, I do not want to start talking about the cathedral during an ad break, and it's going to take more time than I have snoozes for. So I'm actually going to let this ad break run. And we will be back in a few minutes. So anyone here, just go get some water, take a little break. Make sure to refute Bosa's claims a little bit, and I will see you in a few minutes. Maybe I'll give my voice a little rest while I'm at it too. So I'll be right back, chat. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from ads. I hope you had a refreshing break. Fire hydrant break? I did not. I went and had a granola bar. As a little munchie. Ash, hello, by the way. Thank you for the celebrate. But yeah. So I don't know a lot of information about it. I just walked through it and it was kind of cool. So I might breeze this a little bit, but we'll see. I don't actually know what this was for. It was extremely well lit, but I don't know what was in there. But it was just towards the front of the church. You can see here all the bells. There was no bells in the towers. They'd all been taken out. Not just for service. Like they when I was there last time a few years back, the bells were all actually outside. I don't know if they're being restored or something, but they're all stored inside now too. Swiss Mushroomberg. Oh my god, that sounds really good. Yeah, this is all the bells. They all have like inscriptions on the top, none of which I could read, but like their blessings and whatnot, and the amount of like detail that goes into these for just bells that are going to be way up on a tower, kind of crazy. Bottom, where are the jeans? I don't know. Where did you put it, Jay? Jay, how's it going? Where are you? So walking up the side, this is right here. So what we're about to look at, that's it right here. So you can see off to the side here. I don't know exactly what this is for. It looks like it's some kind of offering table. Bell bottom jeans joke. Oh no, I got it. I didn't know what to do with it. This is all hand carved, chat. Like ages ago. This is insane. This is probably the most intricate thing in the whole church, to be honest. Like there's a lot of detail, but this is probably the craziest one. Obviously they're doing some restoration effort here. There's a little bit of a side view of it. For the two of them. And then up at the front, normally, like in a lot of Catholic churches, you've got the arrays of candles, so that you can light a candle for someone. They had something like that here, except it wasn't like a shelf. It was this like gravel thing, and you just grab a candle from over there, light it from this candle that is always burning, and put it in the gravel. And then have your little prayer or whatever you're doing with the candle. I just haven't seen this specific way to do it before. I thought that was kind of neat. And then this is the secondary organ, which is right above. It's like right. So this bottom picture, it's like up here. This is the secondary organ though. Yes, that is just the secondary one. It is huge. It's a second. Huskies are innocent, immediately caught fire. I'm actually surprised I was able to safely walk through the building, Jay. This is probably one of the oldest things we saw the whole time. I can't read that, but there is a lot of people interred, or at least memorialized in the church, as you might expect from a church, to be honest. But there were these 5 alcoves around the back side of the church behind the altar. Apparently these were bought and decorated is the wrong word, filled by families who helped fund the church throughout its construction. So some of them decided to use it less extravagantly than others. As if, yeah. So I don't know exactly what they're all for, because I don't think all of them are for interring things. They might, but yeah, these 5 alcoves were behind the altar, and they were for the families that helped, or some of the families that helped fund things. And then this isn't the actual pulpit, but they do have a very old Bible, and you can kind of look up the back side of the church here. So it's a lot. We couldn't go upstairs. We could only stay on the main floor, but it was a lot. It was like crazy. Another thing I noticed throughout the whole thing is every single pillar, every pillar topper was different. So there's a lot of symmetry in the church in like where pillars are, but none of them are identical. Some are similar, but none of them are like completely identical. And there's a lot of like artistic liberty taken with some of them, especially around when we get, this is about this one here where we look forward. Like you can see this, not quite the same as all of these. They're all slightly different. So I thought that was cool. Azzy, hello. How are you doing? Happy New Year. And then turning around from here, from this, I don't know, table here. This area here was blocked off because this was the actual, you can see here, that's the actual tomb of Otto the First, where he was interred, and they were restoring it. So it had been blocked off, so you couldn't actually see it directly, unfortunately. But you can see where it was. So it's a position of high honor right behind the pulpit in the middle of the entire thing. And this is the view down facing the opposite way. And you can see at the end, that's the main organ for the whole church. We never actually got to hear it played, unfortunately. But it's organs. You're not playing, when you play an organ, you're not playing an instrument. You're playing a building. They're insanely big. The trip was good. It was a family trip, not so much a sightseeing one, but I did try to get some pictures just to share with Chad and such. And yeah, so this is Ozzy, for context, we're looking at the dome, which is, this is the outside of it. It's one of the oldest structures in the city, and the only church to have survived World War II bombings. So this is all very old, very original, and for scale, actually the other one is slightly better because there's a person. That's the door. That's a normal sized door, and then the big door, and then the church. So it's huge. And you can see here, this is the front of the where Otto's interred. So these, I don't know exactly what they're open for, because I never saw them open anytime I was there either. But this whole area is closed off for restoration. And then standing that exact spot and then turning around, that's the pulpit right there, where the priest would make their sermons. This is the backside of the pulpit, and there's the organ again, and you can see the front of the pulpit right here. They did have these cleverly hidden, like they did modernize it quite a bit. So obviously they'd put some Christmas decorations up. These bars here are actually speakers to help people hear things better, obviously. What else are speakers for? This basin was for the holy water. It was never filled while we were there, but that was what the basin is there for. This was the grating over the front door. So you could, there wasn't much to see in there. It's just basically an empty room, but like those dark shapes in the back, those are the front doors. So I don't know why they switched from the front door to the side doors for the entrance, but they did, and so now it's completely blocked off. And this is a model, a scale model off to the sides that's inside, so you can kind of see where everything is. So we've seen around most of this thing here, but outside here, this area outside this courtyard, it's not, I don't know if it's a graveyard is the right word, but there's a lot of people interred there, or at least have monuments there. We didn't look down this side though, so there's some more monuments for people. Oh yeah, here's a side view of the, yeah. There's a guy who came and did a little talk at one point. And they had these hanging up everywhere. Apparently families during the construction too, when if they donate enough, would get some of these. Not as much as the people who got alcoves, but these are things that people did to help support the church. Because yeah, it was built over 200 years, over the course of 200 years. So it's probably a very expensive endeavor. Like people's entire generations spent their whole working life building this one building. Yeah, like several generations of families of stoneworkers spent their whole lives building this thing. It's crazy. This, do I have it? This door off to the side here. The first time we went, didn't know you could open it. You can, turns out it goes to that courtyard, which would go out here. And as soon as you walk through the door, you see this in the alcove, which was crazy. Like this is probably one of the most stunning pieces in the whole thing. Like the sculpture's crazy. The columns just, right? I know. This is outdoor space too. That's not inside. That's outside. So this is right next to it. And this is kind of a panorama of the whole thing, so you can see the whole courtyard. It's not really a graveyard. Like there were some monuments scattered about, but it's not like it was a packed graveyard or anything. But around the outside, they did have all of these, which are more like familial monuments where there weren't any remains interred there, but they had people's names and like some of the familial stories and such scattered throughout. I don't know why this guy specifically had his face destroyed and the other one didn't. But all around the entire outside of it. So this is the far side of it, the hallway on the far side. And you can see all of these, the whole outside wall is just these markers over various centuries of families. So I thought that was kind of neat. This is the view of the church from the other side of it. They're doing some restoration again here. But yeah, that's the whole church. That's the dome. Probably the coolest thing that we saw while we were there, just from the sheer history of it. Like, it's seen a lot. That building has seen a lot. Yeah, so I guess we'll go on to more sightseeing trips that we did. This is another view of that cloister I pointed out before. And then this is directly across the street from the dome, right out the front door. There again, another church. You can see that you could barely throw a stone without hitting a church there. It was crazy. Here's a bit of a closer view of it. This is a map. It's hard to see because it never took a picture very well, but you can see here, there's Magdeburg in the middle. So you can see why this was in the middle of a walkway, but it's a big granite slab that just shows all the major stuff around. And here's the Elbe River. So here's Magdeburg on the Elbe River. These are some of the major roads that went through there, and it just kind of was an intersection of a lot of stuff. I don't know any of these other cities, but it is kind of cool to see the map of the area. Slithery, hello. A good day. Yeah, we are. I'm just doing my little recap from my trip. Oh, I forgot to put the videos in. That's fine. One of the things we saw too, they had a lot of art all over the place, sculptures and stuff. So there was this big basin. I don't know what it was for. Like there's a dog that they have peeing on it. There's a bunch of people climbing out of it. I don't know. Then this is the Christmas decorations around it. And then this is the inscription they had. Which, if I can read my Roman numerals. Retro, hello. Yeah, I don't know. That's a question mark. That's the same thing. Look at cool buildings. I am. Yeah, we were just talking about this giant church that we went to go see in Magdeburg. Enormous church. And yeah, they if I can read this right, this is 1986. If I can read my Roman numerals correctly. I don't know what the rest of this is, but that does seem fairly young. So it's a really, if I'm reading that correctly, that's a recent installment or installation. I don't know. Anyone else know Roman numerals? But yeah, anyway, they had this one too. It's 86 for this. Then there's the MCM above it though. MCM, I believe, is 19. MCM LXXVI is 1986, I think. Yes, I know my Roman numerals. Aeon's age there? What the fuck? Slithery, thank you for the resub. For where is it? Whoa. Okay, first off, thank you for resubbing for 3 months. That's 6 months in advance. You and Trendy both now. I'm obligated to stream for another 6 months. Slithery, thank you so much for the resub. I really appreciate it. Thank you. This doesn't show land masses, but these clocks are all set to the local time of different cities. So I didn't have the resolution to get better, but they are all labeled for different cities. And so each of these clocks is accurately the time for that city all around the globe. So I thought that was kind of neat. There was did I take a picture of it? I did not. There's a whole inscription on the ground here about how time and water or something connect us all. I don't know, some artistic thing. There's a few more sculptures they had around the outside. There's this don't have a picture from, it was right by this tree though. There's oh my god, unintelligible gay dog noises. That's basically me all the time. Azzy, thank you for the 100 biddies. If one of those clocks were to break, I could only imagine. Thank you. And for barraging me around the entire world, and people just woke up at different times depending on location. That would also in its own way be really convenient, Jay. Deeks, hello. How are you? So yeah, there's this well that was just a well until you looked over it, and then it had this grate, and if you looked all the way down, there is this art exhibit with this fucking orb that had like 3 mouths, and it just kept talking and rotating around inside under this sealed section. Hold on. I'm gonna go to just chatting for a second because I need to find this video. I have a video and I don't want to. Hold on. Okay, I do have it. Will it open here? Okay, hold on. It doesn't show very well because the way it's displayed is actually by a rotary display rather than like an LCD or a grid display. So it doesn't show up super well on the phone, but you can hear it. Oh my God. I think you might be the first person to have ever actually played this Slithery. We're doing this. We are chocolate creaming this Slithery? What the fuck? Slithery, I don't know what to say, but thank you so much for the 10,000 biddies. Is this me and Sunder? No. Sunder doesn't have his own model. This is me and Hunter. Hunter actually has done a lot of model work for me. And we also hang out a lot in VR. So we recorded this one day. Yeah, this has never come up before. I didn't realize how long this video was. But Slither, you earned it. Am I getting it banned for this video chat? Am I getting banned? First day back, immediately banned. Oh yeah, it's VRC. It's not your VTuber model. It's VRC, so you can basically do literally anything you want. This is for the record, chat. This is full body. This is not a recording. This is me actually doing it. That's a lie. That's a terrible lie. Twitch USB whacked? Yeah. Oh, it didn't. Okay. I cut off a little bit early. But Twitch EOS is also very not evenly applied either, so we'll see. We'll see. Slithery again. Thank you so much for that support. I always just tell people whenever they get like a big donation or gift or something like that, just say thank you and be. But then it happens to me, and I also suddenly don't know what to say. So, but I really do appreciate it, Slithery. Some people get away with, yeah, no, it's ridiculous. If you make Twitch a lot of money, you can get away with anything you want. I remember, oh God, was it? I always want to blame Pokemon, but I don't know if it's Pokemon. Playing actual movies on their Twitch stream. Just like streaming actual full feature length films. And they're like, oh, that's copyright. You can't do that. Here's like a 24-hour ban. It's like, woohoo, 24 hours. Such a big punishment, Twitch. Like, If I did that, I probably would be permanently banned. It's just ridiculous. Exactly, Deeks, exactly. I should see what Trendy gets away with. Oh my god, Trendy. I can't believe that guy. Oh my god, Kuin! Oh my goodness, we might be here for a little bit. Kuin, thank you for 300 biddies. What is happening? Oh yeah, can I get a modder VIP to shout out Trendy? If you're not following Trendy already, you should. It's an absolute fucking shit show over there, and he says wild things. Wait, what's 116? Is 116 supposed to be something? I don't remember my own rewards. Is something supposed to play? That's a specific number that makes me okay. I'm like, we're rating dick pics on. Oh, yeah. Apparently, Gringle got a 9, and then an 8.5 because Gringle lost half a point due to water bottles in the background. You had to finish level 5 was necessary. Oh my god, thank you. Oh my goodness. I want to show you guys this video though. This video. Okay, hold on. Let's make sure it doesn't blast your eardrums. This is a recording from inside that well. If you remember, we were talking about that well before. Here we go. So you can kind of see the mouths. And it's just always going. That thing's just on repeat 24/7. I don't know. I have no context for this. I just looked down the well because I'm like, I wonder how deep the well is. And there's this fucking screen at the bottom. So you can see the mouths, the 3 mouths. I don't know. Rest of him drags the average down to a 2. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad that Gringle is attached to that, right, Jay? Brain rot that we're too old to understand. This is an old exhibit though. This is brain rot before brain rot was a thing. I don't fucking know. It's weird. This is the weirdest thing we saw the whole time I was there. Oh, I can put the music back on. I know. That's what I got. We saw a bunny. It's really pixelated because it was really far away, but we saw a bunny. A jackrabbit, I think it was, because it's actually really big. And then just this one random segment of wall that was really old and just in the middle of everything, and they built paths around it. It was just in the middle of the park. One thing I did notice a lot of though is you could see how just different areas were built into each other. Different eras. Like there's this new modern building here with this like semi-old brick wall with this really old like plaster mortar whatever wall. And just all built into each other. And all of that's like, yeah, so just different areas built into each other. So that was kind of neat. And then we went down. Oh yeah, this is cool. Just a huge amount of ivy. I love ivy on buildings. I know it's really destructive and it destroys buildings and it's a really bad thing for building maintenance purposes, but visually I love ivy. Like this whole alcove covered in it and this whole like it's really pretty. And then this, so this is kind of the level we were standing at before up here. Like this area here is standing up top here. And then this is a level down by the river. These are like original reinforcements from like the original walls of Magdeburg along the, because right behind us is the river. I just tried to zoom out like you'd be able to see. Oh, there we go with the hype train. Level 6 completed. Thank you all so much for that hype train. Oh my god. Oh, did you got Gritty Bird? What's the actual code for that? Gritty Goose. What did I get? I also got Gritty Goose. Let's freaking go. Oh my god. Thank you everyone for the level 6 hype train. You're insane. Yeah, so this is like 800 years old or something. I don't know. I'm pulling a number up, but it's like the city was built in like 1000-ish. So like these original battlements or walls and stuff, so they're like 800, 1,000 years old. Like this is crazy. This is insane for me. Oh yeah, a random like Christmas. What geese do after they steal your food? Yeah. That's exactly. What is that? Honk shoe. Oh my god. That's really fun. You can see what I mean about the lights too. They have the lights here. They have these big like light displays. There's a seat there if you wanted to take photos. We did not, but you could. This was like, so this here, just to the right of it is where the staircase was. It's coming out of like a subway access or something. But as you step down, each step played a note like a piano. I didn't get a video recording of it, but like, because I didn't want to like record my family and then show it on stream, but place a child on the seat, then launch the aircraft. Do you think it'll fly, Azzy? I mean, if it doesn't, it's not like we can't just get another child. Just make more, right? Easy enough. But yeah, this is a really cool exhibit. Like when you step down, it played music, which was really neat. One of the things I thought was crazy though is there's like no concrete walkways anywhere. Like this being the one exception right along the wall. This was the only time I saw it. All of these are streets. So like all the sidewalks, all these sidewalks are all this like cobblestone. All the streets are, or they're paving stone. They're paving stone or cobble or whatever. They don't pave things with asphalt and concrete like we do. It's all like hand laid brick. Let's get your partner pregnant again. Kids are infinite, reusable. Exactly, Hint. Exactly. Oh, there's a trendy shout out. Thank you. And will bear the child. Yes. Exactly. Musical architecture. When Kai and I visit. Oh yeah, with the clap. Yeah. Loud sounds. I've been there. It's been a long time since I've been there. That was really cool. Apparently they don't let you climb it anymore though. I didn't climb it, but when my family went, you were still allowed to. But apparently tourists have been awful, so they blocked it off. But that Chichen Itza was really cool. I really like doing that. Belgian blocks? You mean the paving, Jay? Make the roads really bumpy or not? I never drove in like in a car on any of these streets, so I don't know. Recently-ish. Okay, so when I say recently, I mean within my lifetime. I was, fuck, when did my family go? It was like 20 years ago. Just for a little bit of a timeline. It was like 20 plus years ago. So if you consider that recently. Jiro, hello. Wait, did that not play? Why did that not play? Did I change it? Oh, I think I... Let me double check. I might have changed your command to actually be your new name. I did. Okay, I did. Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. No programmer is perfect. And no program can ever be perfect.
20, I mean, given the age of the pyramids, that's true. That's true. And so, I got an update. Nobody's perfect. Exactly. The other thing you'll notice on these sidewalks is, so this is the walking lane. This is the bike lane. Every sidewalk has a marked bike lane. They're supposed to be red, apparently. Or redder. They are treated as a roadway as far as like, apparently, as far as like what, if you're walking on it, like bikes have the absolute right of way. Get the fuck off the bike lane. This is not a whole sidewalk with an area designated for like a suggestion of bikes. This is just for bikes. And then that's for walking. And yeah, most roadways had this. All the wasted parking space, and most people don't drive. They had trolleys everywhere too. They had it's very walkable, very bikeable, and then they have a tram that you can take that comes every few minutes and goes basically anywhere you need to go. So like and it's just hop on, hop off. So it was really easy to get around. But basically, yeah, basically anywhere in North America could learn a lesson or two from that. These are just some of the walkways, and you can see with the paving, it's like this brick. Some of them have this more modern paving stone thing where it's not like it's not cobble, but none of them were concrete like how we do sidewalks. So yeah, this is how the maintenance was also easier too, because if anything's damaged, you just replace one of these stones, or these are just like random little rocks. So if something gets damaged, you just replace it instead of having to like do patch jobs or tear up huge sections of concrete. And then here's the river. So this is the panorama. This is not a 90-degree turn. This is a straight section that I've made a panorama out of. But yeah, you can just, this is just, I don't know. There's a section of the river. It's a river. Yay. All right, we're home stretch here, chat. We're home stretch. One of the things my cousins had that they really liked were these magna blocks or magna tiles. So these got a ton of use. They're like 2 and 6 or something. So they're building pretty basic things. I know, a river. Oh, without trash. Oh, you couldn't see the coast. You can't see all the way down to the water line. There was a lot down there, including scooter. We saw a scooter, like a battery powered electric scooter. Someone threw it into the river, like right here. So yeah, you just can't see it. Yeah, these magnet tiles things, they got a lot of use. I built this thing. The magnets are not very strong. So I was really surprised I managed to get this to hold. This was the longest lasting structure of the whole time I was there. It lasted like a day. Apparently they really liked it. But then they showed me up with this, with the lip going around the outside. They showed me up a little bit. I know, it's a whole day in like a 2 and 6 year old's playroom is a lifetime. Like that's the things did not last long there. Yeah, we had a lot of fun about those. Oh, that's later. Oh, this is one of the things that they got me to try. It was one of the only wait, did I? Where's the picture of the medic? Hello. I don't know where it went. There was, okay, sorry. There was also supposed to be a picture of something else that they gave me to try. So is this this Radler, and Caramalt were two drinks they got me to try. This Radler is beer and lemonade. Posture check. I'm actually standing. I will do a little stretchies and stuff right now though for you, medic. Though, thank you. Yeah, it's beer and lemonade, pre-mixed in the can. And I did find it was really refreshing, but it was not something you sip. If you had a sip, it tasted really unpleasant. You have to have like an entire mouthful and like really go for it, and then it's good and refreshing. But like it was not good on its own, or on a little sip. And then the caramalt, I don't know how else to describe it, but it tasted like drinking tomato soup, or like tomato juice or something. It's supposed to be like a malt drink, but it had a tomato quality. It was weird. It was really weird. I couldn't finish a can of it. Hello, Jumper. Hello. Yeah?
Yeah, hello.
Hi. How you doing, Hell Jumper? And then the local mall. I didn't take a lot of pictures in the mall, but we went to the arcade with the kids, and there was this one game where you had to put out fires, and it was a literal water cannon. Like that's water, and you actually sprayed the fires on the screen. I've never seen an arcade game with actual water. I thought that was pretty cool. You can see by the graphics, it's not the highest quality of game, but this setup, kind of cool. We made chicken pot pie there. Apparently, it's not a thing they really make very often in Germany. But yeah, they had chicken. We made chicken pot pie. I asked my sister if she wanted or had any requests for like certain meals, and chicken pot pie was one of them. I apparently missed somewhere. There's pictures. I missed them. The other two pictures or meals I made before this were ham and scallop potatoes, and then we did a pot roast and mashed potatoes. They don't do a lot of fancy home cooking because they don't have the time dealing with the two kids. Yeah. So we made some nice stuff for them. And also going out for restaurants and everything was a lot. So. I know, surprise, right? Hint, I actually spent most of my time. I would actually, Han, would you say that's probably fair? Most of my time when we were at their place was in the kitchen. It was my solitude because I didn't have to deal with family stuff, but also the screaming children. It was a little bit quieter in there. Yeah, this is the walkway leading up to the hotel, so you can see the hotel we stayed at. If you remember the views from the inside, this is the walkway from the other side on the ground. All right, market time. So this is like the street market or the Christmas market. They had, this may shock you, they had like 12 booths for sausages. I don't know if you know this, but Germans apparently love their sausages. There's also a few for fries. They had one that was just basically a giant vat of mushrooms, and another one next to it that's a giant vat of green cabbage. They didn't have multiples of those. They just had the one. This was almost entirely food. So much food. So we got one of those sausages. Yeah, that sausage is 18 inches long and it's in half a baguette. That is not a hot dog bun. That is a baguette. That's how big these things were. And then Sender and I got these flatbreads. I got one with like ham and onion and cheese, and Sender got one with tomatoes. This is like a garlic something dip. And this, oh my God, this was so good. It's Aya Punch, which is like egg punch. It's basically really boozy eggnog. And it's hot. This is served hot as well. I drank 2, 3. Yeah, so one day, 2 another day. So 3 of these things while we were there. They're really fucking good. They're not huge, but they don't need to be. This was one of my favorite things that we had while we were out, though. Who's the eggnog? Yeah, I need to look it up. I don't know if Aya Punch is actually an. Ein Punch? No, Ein is 1. I think it was Aya Punch. Anyway, I don't think. Did I steal the mug? I did not. It was only €2. Apparently, it was €5 when the market started, but this was on the last day of the market, so the deposit for the mug was 2. I talked about it. I'm like, I don't know what I'd do with the mug. It would just end up sitting in the cabinet, never getting used. So I did not steal the mug. So yeah, they basically, when you buy your drink, the drink inside was like €3, €4 or something, and then they make you pay a deposit for the cup, and then you bring the cup back, and they give you your deposit back, or you just keep the cup, and it costs you however much the deposit was. So yeah, that cup there was €2. I just chose not to take it, but I could have if I wanted to. And then they had these. These are little donut things. They're like little pillows of. They were amazing. They're little square-shaped pillows of delicious, and the icing sugar on the outside was absurd. You can see that's not just coated. That's caked on there. It was so much. Gyoju, would you say this? It's fair to say that Aya Punch is basically eggnog, but really boozy. Is that an accurate description of what it is? But yeah, when it was cold outside, it was the perfect drink. So good. They also had like Glühwein and stuff, which is like hot mulled wine. That got a bunch of that too. Beignets, kind of. Yeah, it's like I haven't seen this specific shape. Functionally, it's basically beignet. They were delicious though. Thicker, yeah. You want it thicker? Noted. Anyway, the last day we did the laziest meal ever. This was on New Year's. I did have videos somewhere. About like how insane the fireworks in the city were. But also everything was closed. So we're just like, well, what do we have? We can just throw some together. So we made like nachos with 0 toppings and guacamole. And then that was my dinner. It was a very lazy meal, but it was good. And then we made these. These are like 3 ingredient crescent rolls. It's what is it? Butter, cottage cheese, and flour, and then we added Parmesan cheese to make it like for us, but like these are really good. I know cottage cheese in a dough throws me, but these are good. Highly recommend. But the fireworks was the craziest fireworks I've seen. Not just, they didn't do big displays. They had fireworks starting at like 6 o'clock, and they went until probably like noon the next day. Like in my experience in North America, people launch fireworks off in New Year's Eve like whenever a little bit, but for the most part, it's focused to New Year's, like the ball drop right around midnight. And then everyone goes hard in like the 5 minutes on either side of that. But they went for like 24 hours straight, and it sounded like a war zone the entire time. It was so loud and constant the whole time. So we had like, and the street was just littered with stuff. They had like these. This was a big box thing. You can see all the little cartridges where it all came flying out. Someone apparently lit a scooter on fire. That's the. I joked about that, Jay. I'm like, did they attack? They lit a scooter on fire. Love lithium battery fires. So yeah, I'll check again after to see if I can pull up a video. Oh, that day I randomly saw a Spider-Man statue on the top of one of the buildings. Surprise! Spider-Man just chilling. Not a sides queen? No, okay. If you say so. And then this is the last section. I'm gonna come back for the fireworks. The last section for this is the trip home. This is the Frankfurt train station. This is solid glass. The whole thing is just all glass. It's got a steel framework on the outside. Their train stations are crazy though. And then this is our hotel room there. It was very hotel room. There's me. Hi. It had a very hotel room vibe though. Like you step in, you're like, yeah, this isn't just a place. This is a hotel. It had the couch and everything. Hi. And then this is our dinners. I had a Caesar salad. Sunder had the least sloppy Joe I've ever seen. Oh yeah, this is a random drawing we found on the train. It was just someone tucked it into the train. I know it's so not sloppy. You should either need a ton of napkins or a fork and knife to eat a sloppy Joe. This is apparently it tasted good. Not sloppy though. Hold on, let me just go to just chatting again for a sec. I want to find that video though. Is this okay? Yeah, that's pretty loud. Let's turn off the music. It was basically this for 24 hours. No, this is in the middle of the city. McCutie, hello. This is the middle of the city in the residential area. This is just the street. These are not in parks. These are not in like isolated areas. People were throwing fireworks out of their windows onto the streets, just in the middle of the road, just like, and we're not talking firecrackers. We're talking full fireworks. They just throw them out, let them launch, and hope for the best. And it was like that for like 24 hours. Like this. That's just a street corner. Yeah, it was the most insane fireworks I've ever seen. Like I've seen fireworks shows and stuff, and like that's a different kind of crazy. But like people were partying all night, and yeah, they lit stuff on fire. And just launched fireworks. I'm like, okay, from the sidewalk, because everything's cobblestone, all the buildings are concrete. Like it's not a very flammable city. You're not gonna light things on fire. But throwing fireworks out the window and just hoping for the best, like that'll launch into someone's window. That'll break glass and go into someone's house. Like crazy. No one got hurt in the areas that we were in, as far as I know. But it was bonkers. And our hotel room, like there were flashes so bright we could see them through the blinds at like 4 a.m. It was, yeah, crazy. Our housing state goes insane, tries to fight with other states nearby for the biggest show. Oh my god. Yeah, some people just go hard on it. There's apparently no rules on who can buy fireworks either. They're in the supermarket. You can just buy fireworks in the supermarket. We're gonna snooze that one. Yeah, it was like It was wild. But it was the duration of it that got, because most people had like not a lot of fireworks, but when you put everyone together and with no one having any time coordination, it just kept going. Yeah. But yeah, that was my trip. And then on the flight home, I started to feel a little sick, and then I was coughing a little bit. And then by the time I woke up the next day after we'd landed, I couldn't talk. So that's why it took me so long to get this recap together. Because, yeah, I had no voice. For later, all right, I'll take a look. Excuse me, I'll take a look at a J. Yeah, I had no voice for a day and a half, 2 days. It actually cleared up pretty quick. I didn't get on the plane because, like, I don't think laryngitis sets in within 12 hours. Like, that's pretty quick. So I probably caught it from somewhere in Germany, somewhere, maybe from one of the children coughing directly into my face, as children do. That's probably where I got it. Because yeah, if a child's going to sneeze, the only place they can sneeze is directly in the face of the nearest adult. That's just how kids do it. We should launch them. Yeah, on that Christmas light airplane, Ozzy. Yeah. I think you're onto something with that. Kids are jerks. Yeah, they're just at the right age where they're understanding that they have agency, but they don't understand that other people also have agency. So great time with kids. Yeah, they'll be on the best trip of their lives, Azzy. For whatever's left of it. Yay. But yeah. So that was that was the familial components of my 2-week holiday, Christmas holiday in Magdeburg. So yeah, Magdeburg's not a big touristy city. There's not a ton of stuff there. We were considering doing a day trip to Berlin. It just didn't work out. That would have been interesting. But way, oh, woof. Right, thank you for 30 heckin' months. That's like a whole year, Frey. How you doing, Frey? You just missed the recap. I'm gonna send my cutie too. 46 months too. Oh my god. Yeah, 30 months is basically a year. Thank you as well, McCoy. My goodness. I guess all the resubs are being mashed together today, but there's been a lot of you, and I really, really appreciate all the support today. You've all been too kind. Happy New Year. Oh. I thank you for being the biggest hole in your life, you McCoy. Oh, I do my best. I want to show off the gift for a video of you. Right? Right, why are you spreading lies? I didn't want the video, I wanted the product. God, I thought I was clear. I want to send a picture of the GIF or a gift my sister got, but I can't show that on the stream. I believe I've shown the Dickosaurus Rex on Blue Sky before. My sister cross-stitched an adorable little penis thing for the wall. Don't think I can show it on stream though. It is really funny, so I'm gonna have to take a picture of it and post on Blue Sky. Nope, we're snoozing that again. Yeah, when I'll post it on Blue Sky so you can see it there, because you know what, whatever, there's no rules there. But yeah, Twitch would, although some people might be able to get away with it on Twitch, I don't make Twitch enough money for them to let me get away with it on here. So would not go over well. So I will have to post it there. It's pretty funny though. Yeah, but that's I think where we're at for the moment, chat. I didn't plan on doing more than the recap today. I do have plans for upcoming streams though. I got a little arts and crafts thing from Sunder. It's a little book nook, one of those little balsa wood laser cut book nook things that you built yourself. So I was thinking of doing that for some stream for a little arts and crafts time, and we can chat, listen to music, and do that. I did buy Ghost of Tsushima as well on the Christmas sale because I wanted something a little bit more long term that I can play with all of you. So those are things you can look forward to coming up in the new year. I also might be doing some more, or not some more, I haven't done it on stream yet, some Soul Frame on stream with some giveaways for keys, because I do have some extra keys for Soul Frame if anyone's interested in those. When I do a stream, I'll do raffle those off if anyone is interested in a free key for it. The amount of content on it is pretty limited right now, but the gameplay loop, very solid, visually beautiful game. So we'll talk about that more when it's coming up. My live gaping stream. Oh, Frey, you might be interested to know too. Also for Christmas sales, I bought some new model stuff. Specifically, I need to get some texture work done for it now so I can actually use the model. I bought the VOD so I can have that fucking gigantic dumpy that the VOD has. As if wait, wrong one. As if this one wasn't already big enough. The VOD is incoming. I also did get the Moonfang. I think it's called the Moonfang Dragon because it's the fucking derpiest model I've ever seen, and I love it so much. So I've got potentially 2 models coming in, but I gotta find someone to do some retexturing for me before I can show those. The creature, yeah. The Moonfang's definitely a creature. I'm really excited. Just be a dumb animal again. Cal can retexture. I might have to get in touch. My model is, or my design is super basic too, so it'll be pretty easy. The Moonfang into a latex dragon. That is one of the directions I could take it, Hinte. I could take it to the latex direction, or I could just be the like silly derpy creature direction. Not sure yet. Or it gets suspended. Right, you can put pants on the model, you know that, right? You can just have clothing and then it's okay. I know this is unfamiliar to you. Oh, we're glooping. Are we glooping? Right, doesn't believe in plants? Yeah, bottomless, except all bottom. Oops, all bottom. This but Moonfang? I could totally do that. Chen, how you doing? Pure and innocent Chen. Can I refund Gloopy? I don't think I can refund Gloopy because I'm not going to be here long enough for the full latex redeem to happen. Latex thong, does that count? Maybe Twitch would be okay with that. Excuse me. Oh my god. Chen Preg, yeah. Great way to start off the new year, right, Chen? Iwe, hello. Using his example, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, Hinte, if you can find the redeem, you can refund it yourself too. But I think it auto does it. Oh my god, ads, please stop. I've only got 5 minutes. tea and try to feel better? Yes, I do actually. And my throat is starting to feel a little raspy. I don't know if you can hear it, but it definitely feels like it. So I think it is time for me to call it here and let the Thrusty get some more rest, chat. Let me see. Oh, I think I know where we're gonna go. We're gonna go just chatting. I know all these good beans coming in right now, just as I'm gonna end things. Digimon, sorry. Do it. I think we're gonna go see Polo. I haven't rated Polo in a hot minute. They're playing Divinity Original Sin 2. Polo's amazing though. Ending stream mode, I get it. No, Chen, it's my Thrusty. I just got over laryngitis and I don't want to push my throat too far. I know people get mad at me, but thank you for stopping in, those Spiteful as well. And all of you, thank you for stopping in. Hold on, I don't have long before. I do want to thank a few people though. Trendy, Fox, Sage, Sunder, Grim, Blade, Slithery, Frey, and McCoy. Thank you for the resubs today. Gyoju, Qin, Azzy, and of course Slithery for that enormous one. Thank you for the bits as well. I really do appreciate all the support. It's a great way to start off the new year. I've been away for 2 weeks, and you all really know how to make a dog feel welcome. So thank you. I hope you all have a good new year as well. But that's what all I got. Right. And you're back. I'm really glad to be back. I probably shouldn't have done this. I probably should have waited till tomorrow for this stream just for my throat, but I really miss you all and I wanted to do this anyway, so here we are. All right. If you're here and you're not following me on Blue Sky or in my Discord, or if you want to, come on, copy, thank you. Or if you'd like to check out my coffee merch store or Throne, all of those links, if you want to support the stream through those alternative ways as well, all those links are in my card. Blue Sky and Discord are the best ways to keep up with stream stuff, so feel free to join those there. But yeah, so, and also, oh my god, I was gonna say something else and I can't remember what it was. If you don't see the raid message at the top of the chat window though, that means Twitch doesn't know you're here. You just need to refresh the stream or you won't get brought along for the raid. But yeah, everyone have a good time over at Polo's stream. I will be back Monday for sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the Book Nook building or if I'll be starting Ghost of Tsushima. We'll see, but it will be one of those things. I will let you know. I might do a stream earlier than that if my throat feels like it, but no promises. So Monday at the latest. But everyone have a good time over at, oh my goodness, Catchy, you're just as rating out. Welcome, thank you though. Everyone have a good time over at Polo stream. Stay safe. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh my god. What the hell? Husky attack, sneak attack. Oh my god, Aeon, hello. Aeon. Hi Aeon, welcome in, welcome in. What the hell? Aeon. We'd love a good husky hat in here. How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome in. Spiteful Dragon, welcome in. Good to see you. The Great Fox Sage. I love that name, by the way. Oh my god, Chen!